Alright, here's the dye that I wanted to use. It is Rit Black Dye. Josh's Kaiju World. He used the same type of dye on his custom behemoth, although the dye he used was brown, where this one's black. Alright, just started the hot water and mixed it in. This time I'm using the synthetic stuff. A quick shout out to Joe Isabella for giving me the idea to use synthetic instead of the other type of dye. And now I'm putting the pieces in here. And one quick thing, I actually got the water heated up before I mixed it in. Before I just poured in water, then poured in the stuff, mixed it. Before the water even got a chance to heat up, and I think that's the mistake I made. But anyways, we got set to low. All the pieces are in there. And I think the longer I leave it in there for, the chances are they're gonna dye black. Oh yeah, let's go! And here's an interesting fact. I actually poured in little cups of the black dye, heated the water up with the teapot, and left some of these pieces in there for a while. But not all of them turned black. But actually the joints on these ones did. And I think the reason is because I left them in there a little bit longer than I did with these ones. Like maybe a couple weeks. These ones were in there longer, so I think they stayed black thanks to the dye. As you can see, I'm rubbing these and they're still black. Focus you. Yeah, they're still black. Same thing here, still looking black. So we're gonna come back in a few minutes and see how they turned out. Alright, I think it actually worked. Because here's the body of the Muto, and look, these pieces were once blue, now they're completely black. The joints on here have become all black, except for the very tip of this joint right here, but that won't be a big issue. The ball joints on these have become all black, and so have the ball joints on the extra wings. The joints on here have turned all black, and these ball joints I'm using for the arms are now all black. Thank you for the tip, Isabella. So it looks like the synthetic one worked really better than the other one I used. I'm so happy for that. It looks like the knee joint on here didn't get completely all black, but I can fix that. The only downside is heating them up in the pot kind of loosened the glue on here a bit, but I could easily fix that by gluing it back in, and now it's all normal. The only issue I have with this is while I'm touching all the stuff that's been dyed, my hands kind of get a little bit of black stuff on them. Not sure if... oh, I think you can see it on camera. If anyone knows a way to make it so these parts won't leave black residue on your fingers, let me know in the comments. But until then, we can finally move on with this custom. Alright, so here are the flying wings on here. Moving them around, and so far, no paint rub. Alright, here it is with the other pairs of wings on. And look right here. Moving it around. None of the black is rubbing off. Same thing on this side. Don't see any of the black rubbing off. I do see a... oh, thought there was a piece of hair, but it was just the seam in the plastic making an illusion that there was hair on there. Heh, my eyeballs can play tricks on me. So one part of my job is a success. However, since these guys were in boiling hot water, I think like part of the primer I used is starting to slightly rub off of these things. But it's no big deal because I could just repaint over these. If you're wondering why I'm wearing gloves, it's because I don't want any more of the black residue on my fingers. Alright, the next step here is to finally get these pieces drilled in here so I could get the arms on. I already started, as you can see by this hole right here. But the problem is, this thing can't fit in the hole. I can easily fix that by taking one of these drills and putting them in here. I think we're going to start with this one first, then use the slightly bigger one. By the way, I got this new drill bit recently, along with this one and this one. I might show you the kit that these ones came in, maybe in some other video, but right now we're using these. Alright, that's it. Let's get this started. I might do this in a different spot, because I don't want to get a mess on the counter. Alright, quick test. Oh. We're close, but no cigar. And I don't even smoke a cigar! Alright, this one won't fit on here, so I'm just going to use this. Alright, we're getting there. But I'd like it to go, I like it to go in a little bit further. Alright, mission accomplished. I had to use the other Dremel piece to haul out a little bit of space, so the chunky side of this thing here would go in, and there. Might have to redo this side because the piece falled off, but luckily the joint here didn't come off. Okay, good news, I got both sides drilled in, and I got both the ball joints in. Bad news is they're kind of uneven. I don't know why I can't get things exactly even. That might be some sort of condition I have or something. Maybe it has something to do with my ADHD. I don't know. Should I try to fix this? Let's see how it looks. Hang on, I might need a moment to figure this out because I can't tell which one's left or right. Aspen, shush! Okay, here are the arms on, and I think this side's a little bit better than this side. So I might have to take this part out and re-glue it. I finally got all of his limbs attached.
Yay!
The glue is still on, so I'm not going to mess with it till the glue's dried. Also, I had to re-glue this leg right here, and I might need to put a little milliput around it because it looks like part of the milliput fell off. And I'm also going to refill this hole right here because the original joint I had for it didn't fit right. Alright, so far it's looking good. Might get rid of that extra paper near the leg. For some reason this joint is a little tight. Have no idea why. And in other news, the arms can still move. Can't wait to have this guy just like... I'm gonna add on some milliput later on. But for now, that's it for this video. Hopefully in part 3, we'll have this guy fully completed. But until then, I'll see you guys later.